Hello, it's just me today, but we're going to have some fun. We're still going to talk about staying the course, and this is still live with Bottleneck, a special edition called A Week in Review with Jaime and Sara. But I'm flying solo today, so thank you so much. We'll go ahead and get this thing kicked off, and appreciate you hanging out for a little bit. All right, we'll get going. Well, hello there. My name is Jaime J. I'm the CEO and founder of Bottleneck Distant Assistants. What do you think of the new digs in the background? We got a new little bit of a background going on here, new studio type deal, and no more green screen. We were having troubles with the green screen, so figured we'd have some fun and did some work last weekend and kind of improved the office. I know there's a little bit of a hollow sound in here, so I'm still working on a couple things, but we'll get there. And just want to say thanks for tuning in today. This is a special edition of Live with Bottleneck. This is a week in the review with Jaime and Sara. Staying the course. We got a brand new logo for you there coming out with Live with Bottleneck. We heard that it was a little bit hard reading it and seeing it and all that kind of stuff. So we're working on kind of tweaking the messaging right now and the visuals and all that kind of stuff. And that's part of what we're going to talk about as far as staying the course. So a lot of us have challenges. And what do we do to overcome those challenges? And that's a lot what we talk about on a week in review, because basically what we do is we go over the last week, talk about what we did this past week, and then we talk about what we're going to be doing the next week. And then we're getting a new segment in the show, and it's a shout out. And I'm pretty excited about all of this. So when I was doing a little bit of research, I was trying to figure out what we're going to call this and today, and staying the course I thought was pretty it resonated with me right now. And so as I was looking at it and doing some research, stay the course is an idiom of the English language that means to persevere in the face of difficulty when the desired outcome is determined to be worth obstacles met along the way. This saying can be prescriptive as a form of advice coming from another, or it can be a type of self-affirmation, such as, I must stay the course in order to succeed. And most people know that life is tainted with hard times, and in order to survive, one must deal with the obstacles that life brings. In that way, this is a positive concept that everyone can relate to at some time in their life. So I pulled that out from an article on InfoBloom and wanted to share that with you because I thought it would kind of resonate it. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about what happened last week and talk about staying the course. We need to stay in the course. So let me go ahead and share with you what we did last week. I meant this week, this week. It's Friday this week. Well, so a couple challenges we had. We have a theme going right now. We're slowing down to speed up. And what that means is we need to get some more things set infrastructure wise or structurally within the company so that we're able to grow more effectively. So we identified some friction points. So some of the things, some of those friction points were miscommunications from what was being said on the sales side of things versus what was being said on the training of our assistant side of things. So we had to be really careful with that. And so now we're marrying those messages and sharing those so that they're crystal clear, transparent, super open, and the right hand knows what the left hand is doing and all of that kind of stuff. So that was one of the challenges that we had. And it's great because we're growing. But it does bring back, staying the course. Like, what do we need to do to maintain? And we always fall back. When I say we, I'm talking about our team. We always fall back on what our aspirations are for the company, the vision of the company, and these challenges that we meet on a daily basis are always taken on through our mission. So it's really, really important to us that we all understand together that we have a vision that we're aspiring to achieve. And in order to achieve that vision, we must maintain our daily objectives that are inclusive of our mission. And while not everybody has the vision fully memorized, they have a really good idea of what it is. And our vision is to inspire and provide innovation for today's business leaders, creating ongoing partnerships that are instrumental in building businesses for a better world, right? That's what we aspire to do. And before you get all woo-woo or say that's kind of cheesy, I really believe in that. So I guess I can't speak for the team, but if they were here, they would probably say something along those lines and wholeheartedly believe in it. And then on our mission, our daily objectives that we choose to take on, staying the course in order to achieve our vision, is our mission of Bottleneck Distant Assistants is to cultivate, identify remote-based dedicated distant assistants for business leaders who want to build deep personal relationships with real human beings. And that's what we do on a day-to-day basis. I will say too, we did a review this week in our weekly meeting, because last week we had the wonderful Michelle Moore. She was a previous guest on Live with Bottleneck, and she's the owner of a company called Mind Equity. Well, she sent out a survey, and I'm sorry, my nose is a little runny today. She sent out a survey with several questions on it for our team, and I think she got 34 responses, I think she said. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, I've never seen this before." And I said, "What?" She goes, "I've never seen 82 or 83% of our 32 responses in this survey." So it's totally anonymous, but 83% said they actually looked forward to going to our company meetings. And I thought that was pretty neat. So we're doing something right. Keeping in mind, staying the course. So I want to kind of jump forward now, since I don't have my beautiful wife and partner with me today. I'm going to be talking about what's coming up next week. So let's jump into that. Love those little graphics. I got to say thanks to Raymond on our team. He is just amazing. Raymond said, Mike D, you just gifted. It's just that simple. So coming up next week, we have some workflows being done. We're bringing on a new team member, so we're super excited about that. Can't wait to welcome her, Fiona, and introduce her to the team. And we have some other things that we're looking forward to as far as producing actual video content. We're launching a training certification platform for our assistants, our distant assistants. So that's going to be exciting. And we're just wrapping up the final videos there. So it's going to be a busy week. And of course, got a couple other things going on, systems and processes wise. But yeah, it's going to be a fun new week with a new team member. And she's going to come on board as a talent acquisition specialist. So she's going to help us recruit some more distant assistants for our clients, because we're getting a lot of leads, which is a good thing. We need to find more assistants now. So that's what's kind of happening next week. And I want to give a big shout out to an amazing person that has been very helpful and instrumental. And his name is Iron Mike Stedman, and he's a podcast producer and does an amazing job. Former military guy, and he's recently befriended him, and we've been chatting quite a bit back and forth. And it's just amazing to see what he's been going through, and he's starting to see some success with his company. So if you ever need podcast editing, you got to reach out to Ironbound Media with Iron Mike Stedman, former boxing champion, and he does something really cool. What he's really passionate about, his vision, is helping inner youth or inner city youth. He wants to give them free boxing, and so he's trying to raise funds right now to improve on the boxing gym that he has. And he's just an incredible guy because he's pouring out all of this stuff with his heart and helping so many kids find a way to do something constructive as opposed to destructive. And it's just really neat. So special shout out to him. His name is Iron Mike Stedman. You can learn more by going to Ironbound Media. Just an incredible guy, big heart. And yeah, hats off to you. Thank you for your service, and thank you for everything you're doing, not only for your clients, but all those kids. It's really cool to see what you do there. So this has been a special edition of Live with Bottleneck called A Week in Review. And we talked about staying the course today. And I think it's a nice little subtle reminder, staying the course, going through some times that may be challenging. And if you remember, I was saying, stay the course. If you go through these trying times of staying the course, just remember, you'll come out on the other side of this thing okay. It's really important to know what your vision is, what you aspire to do, and then how are you going to get there, right? So again, thanks so much for tuning in today. I know it's a little bit strange without my wife here, but I want to give a special shout out to my guest last week. That was Kelly Reese. Or actually, that was earlier this week on Tuesday it was. And we talked about what to know before you decide to leave your position. She is Soulful Leadership Coach for Women in Business of Lead with Soul LLC. And if you want to check that out, which if you're thinking about leaving your current position, that might be something good for you to check out. She's really knowledgeable and kind and thoughtful and had a lot of great things to say. And then coming up, or I should say coming soon to your earbuds, look at that new Bottleneck Live logo. We're rolling it out. It's coming. I'm going to be talking to Elena Regos. She's a founder of Unhustle. Unhustle to Move Forward is going to be what our conversation is, and that's going to happen Tuesday, July 20th. And don't forget, I've got my book coming out in September, Quit Repeating Yourself. And it's a book all about culture, leadership, systems, processes, recruiting and hiring. I basically open up the book. We call it creative nonfiction is the genre that this book will be entering in September. And I kind of opened up my book, no pun intended, and shared some stories, personal stories, and what my company, what my team did, what happened because of the culture, leadership, systems, processes, recruiting, and hiring did for me during my times of need and did for others during their times of need. And there's a bunch of really cool stories in there from some amazing people that I was fortunate enough to interview. And you're going to love the introduction written by the one and only #1 Apple podcaster and podcast host, Christopher Lockhead. And by the way, right there, his book, Play Bigger. If you haven't read that book, please go out and get it today. It is absolutely amazing. It's a game changer. It switched off totally switched up my thinking as far as how we were going to run our business. And thanks to him, if it weren't for him, there would be no such thing as distant assistants. So hats off to you too, Christopher. Thank you so much for everything that you do. If there's anything else, please feel free to reach out to us and we will talk to you soon. So have a great one.